If I could go back in time and slap my beginner runner self, I would tell myself 17 lessons that would save me years of struggle. Now today I'm going to be revealing every single painful lesson that I learnt the complete hard way, so you won't have to. Now these lessons will stop you from years and years of struggle and pain and learning. And once you implement these skills, these tips, these lessons, you will be able to fast track your running progress. So let's get started. Number 1, the death grip. Now when I started running, I used to tense my fists up whilst running. And me tensing my fists actually increased 12% of my energy that I was using during the running. So what you should be running with is more relaxed hands. Pretend as though you're holding crisps in your hands, so you don't crush them. That's how relaxed it should be. And this lesson in general, you should never be tensing up any body part whilst running, because that's what increases energy. Everything should be completely relaxed. Right, number 2, overstriding like a T-Rex. When you overstride, you end up doing something called a heel strike, which is really bad for your knees. And it's almost as though you're putting an emergency brake on every single stride. So the fix for this is to run where you land just under your hips rather than overstriding, because that overstride can really damage your knees. And that's why if you have problems with your knees whilst running, it's usually because you're overstriding. Number 3, bouncy running. Now if you see how I run, it may look like I'm bouncy with my run, but in fact it's actually smoother. It's a smooth run. I'm not bouncing up, but I'm bouncing forward. And that's how smooth running is done. So the fix here is to try to run bouncy forward and imagine that there's a ceiling above you, but a low ceiling. Number 4, the hunchback runner. Instead of running all slouched, which is what happens when you run for a long time and you feel tired, keep an upright posture, because that slouched, it restricts your breathing, and you want to have as clear and most relaxed breathing as possible. And that's when you open up your shoulders like this with a nice straight back. But here's the thing, also with a slight lean forward, not like this, but just slightly. That should make you faster, and it makes breathing much easier. Now the thing is, I made all these mistakes for 6 years without even realizing I was making these mistakes. It was only once I conquered these mistakes one by one that I was able to get to 17 minutes for 5k, 37 minutes for 10k, and even 1 hour and 21 minutes for half marathon. Now number 5, dead shoes walking. Another reason as to why your running is not improving and it's really difficult is because you have old shoes. You need a new pair, and especially carbon plated shoes has changed my running. It will cut your time by 2 minutes guaranteed. Now number 6, the chafing nightmare. When you're running long distances, make sure that when you're running long distances that your clothes are not in any sort of way like hitting your skin and making it to bleed, and that's not what you want. You don't want bleeding skin. This can cause infection and other big problems. Number 7, heavy cotton trap. Don't run a normal cotton t-shirt, because that's not what it's for. You should run in a running shirt, lightweight, breathable material. If you don't, then it's harder to run with, because your shirt will be completely soaked, and that's not what you want. And once you get breathable running gear, it's a game changer. Now number 8, the phone armband of doom. I used to have a phone armband, and it'd always be slipping around, and I'd have to jig around with it. It just never worked. So that's why when I got my Apple Watch, it was just much better. Or a Garmin is even better to record your runs, so you don't even have to bring your phone. But I like to bring my phone anyway. But what I use, instead of putting it on an armband, I usually have these specialized shorts that I can slide my phone in, which is much easier, much better. That's what I suggest. And yes, when it came to my running gear, I used to run in a football kit. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, now let's talk about fueling lessons. Number 9, the water balloon effect. I used to chug water 30 minutes before I ran. That was the worst thing I could have ever done. I would be running with water slouching in my stomach, and eventually I would get a painful stitch and it would make me stop running. So here's the lesson. Take tiny sips of water if you really need it before a run, instead of chugging it. Number 10, the fasting faceplant. I used to think that not eating before a run was a good idea, because I didn't like the idea of digesting food whilst running because it used up a lot of energy. But I was wrong when I was really tired after a run. So now what I do is I eat porridge 4 hours before a run, not 30 minutes before a run. People would usually say to eat banana or toast 30 minutes to run. I completely disagree because I've done that before and it hindered my progress in the run. It made me run slower. I felt pain in my stomach because I was digesting the food. Make sure that when you eat food before a run, it must be hours and hours before the run so you don't digest the food during the run, which decreases your energy. So what I do is eat porridge before running, 4 hours before run. Now number 11. Salt is your friend. If you want help with cramping, if you don't want to cramp anymore, put a pinch of salt in your water before a run. Your muscles need sodium in order for your muscles to not cramp. So boom, salt in water equals less cramps. Number 12, the golden 30-minute window. Make sure that after you've completed the run, 30 minutes, in that 30-minute golden window, that what you want to do is eat protein and carbs. And this will equal a faster recovery. Number 13, junk mile addiction. Now, don't run identical medium-paced runs. That doesn't do anything for your progress. It will just keep you on a flat line. You'll just stay the same. Now, the lesson is 80% easy, slows, 20% fast, hards. And this will in turn equal real progress. Number 14, the missing core connection. You probably thought that when you're running, you would never have to work out your core muscles. But when I went to E10, on the running program I was at, there was core sessions 3 times a week. And only the elite of the elite people who were completely committed to running went to those sessions, including myself. And they were very intense. But what I noticed was running became much easier once I did that. Of the elite runners who are doing this. So if you're able to put that into your own training plans, then your progress will explode. So I would say 10-minute core exercises 3 times a week, and this will actually create real endurance. Now number 15, static equals tragic. Now cold stretching before a run is just not how it is anymore. It doesn't work. You should only be doing dynamic stretches before a run. This is the best way to get your body ready for the run and limit injuries compared to the cold stretching. Now, number 16, rest is not weakness. If you don't rest, eventually you will burn out. Eventually you'll get shin splints. Eventually your body will fatigue. Recovery is the pinnacle of running. It's the most important part of running and it should never be neglected. So here's what I'll say. I'll say at least 1 to 2 days per week where you take a rest day. And this will equal stronger and more well-rested comebacks. Now last but not least, number 17, the self-talk crap. I'm slow. I could never be that fast. Oh, it's not for me. Here's the lesson. Say, I'm getting stronger. Say, this actually works. Say, I'm winning. Say, this is easy. Say, this is enjoyable. You need to understand that your self-talk represents how your body is going to feel from that self-talk. So if you talk badly, your body will feel bad. If you talk goodly, positively, then your body will feel good. Of course, this is so important and should never be neglected. It was only once I decided to speak positively of my running, delude myself that it was all good, was when my running progress exploded out to the moon. Now, what I want you to do is to pick 3 out of this whole video and focus on these for the next month. Your runs will feel completely different if you implement these in your runs. Now, here's the truth. Most runners need help applying these lessons. In my one-on-one program, we diagnose your biggest energy leaks, create a personalized fixed plan, and get you enjoying runs within weeks. So click my links down below if you want to book a call with me, or follow my Instagram if you want to follow up with me there. Give me a DM if you need help with your running. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right here. If you want to know how I broke the 20-minute barrier for 5K in just 30 days, click the video right here.